books is in. The books are in. Yep. They in. They here.
Log in to KofiPaisaTV.com and get Spears of the Mossy Volume 1 by Kofi Paisa Research Team, from Spears the Pen Volume 2 by Kofi Paisa Research Team, Spiritual Combat Volume 3 by Kofi Paisa Research Team, One Night Before Bed by Any Harek Shun Calfunny, Kalawa's Trip to the Motherland by Kofi Paisa, From Cocaine to Consciousness by Any Harek Shun Calfunny, As I Learned, We All Learn by Kofi Paisa. Also, if you want fresh merch, go to our online store, Family Connect Apparel, and get all the brands. Also, get our 54 deck of quiz and educational cards available now on KofiPaisaTV.com.
ETM Hotel, Rennie Sean, man. Welcome in peace. My name is Sean. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to the Mossy Warrior Clan YouTube channel. Please like the show, share the show, tell a friend, tell a friend. I know it's a little off guard. I'm laughing because I put the link to the show in the Mossy chat, and Bean gonna say, how the hell we gonna have a show without him? Well, it was a surprise, Ben. That's how we're gonna have a show without you. He said, "Hey, surprises." Yo, family, please like the show, share the show, man. Before we get going, I'm trying to give people some time to kind of get in here, and we're gonna cook a little bit. Then, if Ben not busy, I'm gonna let Ben on, and you know what I'm saying? Kind of get this thing cranking up. But I wanted to kind of start off with a little history lesson, and then bring everybody into the fold. But before I give the history lesson, I want to remind y'all who Blak Pantha is. So I want to put something up real quick. Let me share the screen. What up, Keenan? What up, Tika? What up, Omar? It's good. Peace to everybody that's joining the stream. Peace to everybody. Hold on. Peace to everybody that's tuned in right now. So, I want to remind everybody who Ben is. Blak Pantha, right here. All right. So I'm gonna let this play for a little bit while I share the video. But I just want to remind people of something. Because Sutek and I was having a conversation the other day on a live stream about the Elike bead, like when the multiple sets. And I wanted to go ahead and put this on the screen now. Peep this, because the name of this presentation is The Power of Energy in African Traditions. And so I want y'all to listen in to the brother and just learn. I know most people hadn't really seen this presentation, and I think that if you haven't seen it, this is again a good introduction to Blak Pantha and who he is, and I'm gonna play like 5 or 10 minutes of it, and then I'm gonna get into a little history lesson for everybody.
Lafia, Mandala, Bibi Fagudier, peace family. It's Blak Pantha coming to you on this, well, it's nighttime here. I think it's afternoon in the States. But, I wanted to give this presentation for a while, something that I haven't been able to do because of my schedule, traveling, everything like that. So I wanted to give this presentation to the people. My lane, it's always after spirituality, bringing people back to their traditions. So today we're going to be talking about energy in African traditions. That's what we're going to be talking about. My brother Kofi is in the chat room. What's going on, brother Kofi?
Alafia Ibe, Fakmu Iwa Pele, Fakmu Alafia. Peace, family.
All right, you see, he's learning over there. I share. So before we get started, I want to talk about some quick things really quick. For my Facebook followers, you've probably seen me advertising the ancestral veneration books that we got for sale. I only got about, they've been buying them up. I think I got about 5 left. So, hit me up. The Ancestral Veneration books is a guide to how to venerate, why to venerate, when to venerate your ancestors. So it was written by Chief in Oyatunji. I believe you say his name is Olitan. And he's been a priest of the tradition for over 20 years. So I first encountered the book at the Cultural Awareness Festival in South Carolina that Ileshi Ray, my Ifa Temple, put on. So I bought the book. I thought the book was vital for the community. So I bought wholesale from him to, give out to the community. Of course, at a price because I had paid it. But it's only $10, family, and I think it's well worth the $10. That's just my opinion. Brother Kofi, you have the book. What's your opinion on the book?
For me, man, it was a great book, man. He broke down. I like the way how he broke down, in simple forms for how to start you a Oja Ogun, which is an ancestral shrine, what to put on the ancestral shrine. I like the way he broke down how to return back to our cultures and our traditions. So he gave you the different steps on how to recover your traditions and recover your cultures. It was a great read. I wish it would have been more, to the book, but it was a great read, and I advise everybody that hadn't got the book to please get the book.
All right, brother. I appreciate that. Appreciate that as always. If you want to get the book, DM me on Facebook, and we'll start the process from there. I'm taking PayPal, Cash App, and those are my two. Those are the two payment methods. African Traditions by myself. Ifadele Akinloya Egulana Adebanke, which is my Ifa name. If you can't remember that or say that, just call me Blak Pantha. And since we are the Masi Warrior Clan, as my brother Ini Harat just coined, before we give presentations, we're going to always say, let's go to war. Okay. So what is energy? Energy is the property that must be transferred to an object in order to perform work on or to heat the object. The greatest example that we have of energy is the sun, which is the source of energy for most life on Earth. The sun is heated to high temperatures by the conversion of nuclear binding energy due to the fusion of hydrogen in its core. This energy is ultimately transferred or released out into space, mainly in the form of radiant light energy. In Africa, the world exists as a place full of energy, dynamism, and life. The holding back of chaos by harmonizing the spirit world is a principal task of the human being in keeping with nature. Now, you might ask why I put that at the end of this slide. Because the harmonizing of the spirit in the African traditions, it must take energy. If you recall, the first line says it's a property that must be transferred to an object in order to perform work. Harmonizing the spirit in the world in the African tradition is work. Keeping in harmonizing power and being with nature is work. Therefore, it takes energy. So what are some different types of energy? We have kinetic energy. It's of an object, is the energy that it possesses due to its motion. It is defined as the work needed to accelerate a body of a given mass from rest to its stated velocity. So a great example that just came in my head is the Magi. When they use the bow and arrow. The bow and arrow is an example of potential and kinetic energy, actually. But when that string pulls forward for that arrow, that's that kinetic energy being released. When it's being charged up, that's the potential energy, which we're going to go into right now. Potential energy is possessed by an object because of its position relative to other objects. Stresses within itself its electrical charge or other factors. Electrostatic potential energy is the energy of an electrical charged particle at rest in an electrical field. And we should all know, as science enthusiasts, that we live amongst electrical fields all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Thermal energy. Thermal energy refers to the internal energy present in a system due to its temperature. The concept is not well defined or broadly accepted in physics or thermodynamics.
I don't like surprises.
Can be changed with concept is not.
Hey, you was doing such a good job in this.
I don't like damn surprise.
Yo, hey, look, I couldn't do it the other day on your birthday because I was working. So I said, you know, when I get back home, man, I was gonna get you. Yeah, so yeah,
What in the hell is going on?
All right, so look, we celebrate you today, bro. I wanted to play this video right here because you know Asar's going to do something on energy, and you know people was giving energy sexual orientation. And I was like, they must not paid attention to Panther's presentation. So I got a series of things that you've actually done lined up for today's celebration.
Why you put me in this, man?
Look, I wasn't putting you in it per se. You know what I'm saying? I just was reminding the people
of putting me in it per se. It's me giving the presentation.
You ain't said nothing about feminine or masculine. Your main slide right here is defining energy. So I wanted to insert your teaching moment in the conversation. But I'm glad to have you on the panel so I can before I get back to the show, you know what I'm saying, I can go ahead and let everybody know the story. So first time I ever met Blak Pantha, I was in the Amara Squad Facebook group. And, you know, people was posting stuff all the time. And I think I had posted something, and you would hit me up privately, actually. You would send me a message because I think I either posted something or something was posted and I asked about something, books. And you told me what books did I need to go get. You pointed me in a direction. And you were the first person pretty much that I actually spoke to out of everybody in the family, to be honest. And So that was my introduction really to pretty much literacy, and I ain't go down the path of the pseudo. But from there, you know what I'm saying, you would always kind of keep in touch, and you know, we kind of build a little, you know, online relationship or whatnot. And then, you know, over time, I had began to start doing, you know, I had been messing with the session and wooing everybody, and I kind of doing it off a little bit, starting doing presentations and things of that nature. And you kept an eye on me over time. And then, you know, I got the call after you went and handled the business. And I explained what the business is, or you could to everybody if you want, but it's something internal that you have always done when it comes to members, and especially making sure that people are a right fit for the team. So, you know, I got the call, and you brought me on board, and that was one of the most proudest moments that I actually had. First, being recognized, but also just you know, it being you, because you were the first person to actually had that open line of communication with me, stayed in contact, and you know, we kind of built a relationship from there. Everything else just grew from that point moving forward. And you know, I initially remember telling Kofi, and you know, because Kofi and myself, we were at the time, you know, we were still in the session, but we were speaking off to the side and things of that nature. And you know, he had got into his presentation mode too, being influenced by me for some reason. And he was like, he was jealous, but not jealous. You know, he was proud. He was like, man, hey, that's a good look. You know what I'm saying? Because we both had, you know, turned our eyes and our attention to West Africa. And then later, maybe not too long after I had became a member, Kofi had joined. So, you know, I just wanted to kind of share that little path, and then the rest is history. I mean, we started doing our work. We continue to do our work. We put together, you know, the journal. That idea that you had was inspirational. You know, both of us was already writing. You already had your a bunch of material on there. So whatever I wrote, you supported me in that. Anything that you needed out of that, we added to that. You began to collect our writings and put them up on the website. You know, you mentioned a lot of things, shared all the videos and all of that stuff. So we just been brothers ever since. And it all started from basically a conversation about books to read. And what I mean by that, what most people don't get is they fall in the realm of pseudo. Well, I never got to fall in the realm of pseudo because I had someone immediately telling me, hey, look, brother, you want to, you know, you're trying to get into the information. The first thing you need to do is you want to get these books right here and kind of handle your business. So I owe it to you for keeping me out of pseudoville, because you know, I saw a lot of people falling into those realms, and then over time, just you know, all the lessons and the learning experiences just compiled all up into one and gave me the ability to be who I am today. So I thank you for extending that hand, that offer, that friendship, the opportunity, and even more. So you know, this is my thank you and happy birthday, 36th, by the way, birthday to Blak Pantha.
I still don't like surprises.
Yeah.
My living room with my wife trying to watch Snowfall because I'm very late.
That's some good stuff.
I'm very late, and you know, I wanted to see your autobiography, so I started watching Snowfall. So you know,
you crazy.
I'm very late. I'm only on season 2, and I just started watching it like this week. So
Oh yeah, that's a good binge. That's a good binge right there, man. Snowfall.
Yes, I'm watching it now, but I'm sitting back trying to watch it. I get an alert on my phone. I said, "Who's B-Day Bash?"
Hey, tell Sister Lima, Lily, Sister Lee, I seen you in the chat. I'm sorry for interrupting Snowfall. I know it probably was getting good and I missed the whole little moment up.
I can't even. Lord have mercy. But yeah, all that you said is true. And I'm glad I could keep you from some of the pitfalls that I unfortunately failed to. So that's the purpose of generations in science and technology and progression and evolution and oral traditions. It's the purpose of all of it, that the new generation that comes behind me will have an easier or different experience than I would. You hear like older guys say, I had to walk 10 miles in the snow to school. And they say it, like a badge of honor. And I go, well, hey, man, you shouldn't have been doing that.
Mm-hmm.
My son ain't going to walk no dang on 10 miles in the snow to school because we going to push it forward and make sure we got a car. So the generation that comes behind me can't fall to the same pseudoisms that I fell to. If I got the information, I got to make sure that they get a head start. So by the time they're through running their race, they will be ahead of me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal. Too many people get caught up in their ego and want to be the keeper of all information. But if we are going to advance the culture and advance people and advance our situation, we got to start advancing people that want to be students and putting them in positions to succeed. So, that's all I've been trying to do. I don't want to be the person that, hold all the information and then people be wondering stuff while I'm gone that I've put out. It don't do us no good if I take it to the grave. I'm looking at this question. Was Killmonger Corner inspired by the Black Panther movie, or did you have the idea prior to? First, let me say, I was Black Panther before Chadwick Boseman. Number one, I didn't even know they was making a movie when I was, came out as Black Panther. Now, I cannot take full credit for that title. Honestly, it was something that Truth Historian said to me, and I liked how it sounded. And he said that I should call the journal that. And I liked how that sounded, and I did take the movie into consideration, but the movie in my mind kind of mixed because I'm well aware of who Killmonger is in the comics as well. So I kind of mixed the two together in my mind and thought that I should go with that suggestion. So that's how Killmonger's Corner, the Pan-African Journal title, was born. So it was a bit of a collaboration and then, things upon my part. Thank you everybody for wishing me a happy birthday. I'm 502 for those who are my age. No, I'm 36. I'm 36 years old. I guess I'm 36 going on 51 according to Sosa. So yeah. But I had no idea this was going on, but I'm here now. And that's what it is. We just want to continue to build systems that build other systems until we accomplish, the mission. So that's what I've always been about. And the Masa Warrior clan came about because there was a prior group that wasn't suiting the needs of me and Unc in which the direction we wanted to go in. So we basically started over. And in the beginning, if for the long time listeners and supporters, you know more than anybody, there's some people that used to be here that's no longer here for various reasons. And then I got tired of picking people that didn't work out. So I instituted our spiritual technology into picking people for the Masi Warrior clan, which is I use a variety of oracles or divination to ask if this person is a good fit. Once I do it, if it's a go, then I ask the person. If it's a no-go, I'll never ask you. So there's a few people that don't know that I've asked about them. It hasn't been a go, so I never mentioned it. That's, it wasn't no point of mentioning it at that point. Donnie, yeah, I remember. That was a good day. I went down there with Brother Nahisi to John Henrik Clark's grave, and John Henrik Clark is my absolute number one favorite scholar of all time. Not saying he's the best, not saying he's the worst. He's my favorite. So I just wanted to go down there and thank him in person. Thank his remains on earth in person for everything he did for us, his unwavering loyalty and commitment to African history and African people and African liberation. It's something that when I found out he was buried in Columbus, Georgia, I said, oh, that's an hour and a half up the road. I got to make that trip. So that's why I did that. Sutek, that's not a secret. You never asked me. Sutek wanted to know what happened to class. It's not a secret. He quit.
Yeah, he quit.
It's not, you could have asked me that, bro. He ain't the first. I hope he's the last, but you never know. He's not the first person to quit. There was actually a female member of the Masi that I don't even think Sean and Kofi were around for, but she quit because her husband was going the indigenous Native American route. And she knew it was going to be a conflict of interest. So I said, I understand that's your husband. And they still wearing their headdresses to this day. The Masi does not break up happy homes. So I had to let her go. Yeah.
So crazy.
Not the only one. It's happened. It's happened a few times. So like I said, I took myself out of it. And then I started seeking means within our African traditions to pick people. And that's how I found the team that you see today, minus Fortune, because Unc picked Fortune. So I never divined on Fortune. Yeah. But Unc picked him, and I'm glad he did because he was, coming with the music. He was always in Harlem. So he was, it was a great pick. So sometimes you get lucky, and I got tired of relying on, luck, so to speak. Because Unc has a worse track record than I do, but I picked a few duds myself. Yeah, Unc's track record is terrible, and I tell him that all the time. But it is what it is. you know, I appreciate you, Sean, for always, you know, doing what you do. I appreciate Kofi for always doing what you do. I appreciate the other members of the Mossy that, you know, might not get in front of the camera, but they still do what they do. I'm in my Aunt Ra, you know, Fortune Favorite, Brother Nahisi, Brother Unk, Brother Urban Historian, you know, all the brothers that's doing their thing, Brother Okomfo, you know, I do everything that I can for you brothers to promote you brothers because you deserve it, you know. And I'm gonna continue to do that, you know. It's just what it is. Just what it is. But I don't like surprises at all. Never.
Oh, man, it was coming, man. It was coming. I kind of cooked this up in a different show. Look. Unc started Ismail Bay. L.
Hey man, like I said, he doesn't have a great track record. So I let him know all the time. It is what it is.
Low. You got hit with the low blow. But yeah, man. So what I wanted to do, man, was I wanted to I want to play a couple of presentations you did, man, that kind of opened my eyes and made me study a little bit more and appreciate, you know what I'm saying, the work that you did that you do that people really don't see. Like again, I want to thank Sister Lima because she shared you with us and she shared you with us for quite some time under some difficult circumstances for your family because you worked overseas and you know what I'm saying. Even through all of that, you had a lot going on, but you still kind of made some time to still build with us and communicate with us and let us know what's what. And we just wanted to try to keep that energy going. Well, keep that work going in your absence until you were able to spring up and bless us when you could bless us with some work and things of that nature. We knew that you were studying. We knew that you were we knew that you were handling, you know, your responsibilities under your, you know, with trying to get things right with your practice and get entrenched in the traditions, learn the language, you know, learn your utterances, so to say, for people who might not know if I said the other name, and
Right.
and you know, just entrench yourself in that. And the whole time, you know, and I've always said this. She made, you know, and you've acknowledged this, that the ultimate sacrifice. So we appreciate Sister Lima too, because we just can't say one thing about you and not appreciate your wife in the aspect of things, man. So I've always stayed consistent with that, and even her work. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have her book, it's on the website. You can order it. It's on Amazon. You can order it. I'm waiting on part two because I know she already didn't put it together. You know what I mean? But you know, of course, of the current circumstances that you know y'all got going on, it may be delayed a little bit, but hopefully, you know, the people get it. By the way, uh, let's speak to that. Her book was #1 on Amazon, right? The journal was #1 on Amazon under these categories.
Right.
Right. What people don't know is the Spears of the Mossy, certain editions of the book got as high as #3 and #5 uh, in its time when it hit Amazon. So we appreciate the support that we've gotten from people who have actually purchased our works, and we're appreciative of that. We're just trying to build on the legacies that were left behind us and the people who we admire, uplift, and stand on the shoulders of. You know, the ancestors that inspired us to continue to do the work. So, yeah, man. I got a lineup. I got a lineup, but I wanted to play something that's 7 minutes long. And it can be found on Blak Pantha's YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed to Blak Pantha's YouTube channel, you know, you can go over there and you can catch him. It's right here. You know what I'm saying? You can go over there and hit the subscribe button, click the notification, and be a part of that. Now, this one is called The Anti-Intellectual Movement Problem in the Conscious Community, which we see a lot of. And I just want y'all to hear Panther because he showed up on the Real Black Atheist on Fire last April. And he dropped some heat in this moment. Look at the title. But yeah, let me hit this play button real quick for everybody.
Right here it clearly says that it's called Never Think to Add to the Pie, right? It's actually called anti-intellectualism. Okay, it's the hostility to and mistrust of intellectuals and intellectualism, commonly expressed as deprecation of education and philosophy, and the dismissal of art, literature, and science, okay, as impractical, politically motivated, and even contemptible human pursuits. Anti-intellectuals present themselves, but were you saying something?
I was saying that's the underlining movement of the conscious community.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Anti-intellectualism.
Yep.
Think about the conversations we have, and then people will start bashing you and say, oh, you think you just smart. You think you a smart N-word. You think you this, you think you that. So they're saying you the smart N-word, and they're the opposite of you. So think about what that's saying. Mm-hmm. They don't think they're smart. So what are you, a dumb N-word? And I'm the smart N-word? Is that what's going on? I mean,
said it.
Think about the ramifications of what people are saying. In other words, it's not cool to be smart. You a square if you smart. Therefore, that is contributing to the anti-intellectual movement, because you can be smart, you can bring information, but you can't be too smart.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be so smart that I don't know what you're talking about, because I'm going to resent you for that.
Take that time, y'all.
And then it goes right back to the Dunning-Kruger effect. And then it goes right back to, oh, now I'm gonna act like a child and call you all types of names. But I thought this was the conscious community.
It was like,
I thought it was supposed to be about knowledge, but apparently it's only about knowledge that people agree with. And if you don't agree, now I'm going to insult you. Now I'm going to call you all types of names for attempting to be smart.
Throw your gun. That's what it's called, throwing your gun. Let me finish the definition. It say anti-intellectuals present themselves and are perceived as champions of common folk. Yeah, you know, I'm for the people. Everyday people. Pursuitless against political and academic elitism, and tend to see educated people as the status class that dominates political discourse in higher education, while being detached from the concerns of ordinary people. So there you go. Look up those.
But think about this though, this is the last piece of the puzzle. When you are so smart or so intellectual, they even equate you with being white.
Oh, that's the facts.
So think about the self-esteem issues that you're dealing with the person you're talking to. Now you can't even be smart without being compared to a white person. They have made white the authority on smart and intellectualism in their mind. We're dealing with people with underlying issues here.
It goes back to elementary school, man. Like in elementary school, you know, when you had the nerd in the class, or what they perceived to be the nerd, the person that got all the A's, you know what I mean, that really studied and got their work done faster than everybody else.
people didn't like them people.
Right.
So they made fun of them. They picked on them. So we're dealing with an adult version of elementary school.
Right.
Of kids that have childhood, you know what I'm saying, issues that grew into adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
Now they see brothers and sisters that's actually coming with factual information that they can't comprehend because they're not putting in the time. Because it's actually kind of hard to understand this stuff when you actually doing it. But once you do it, you actually get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they resent the people that actually did that can you know what I mean, understand it, and you know how it is, man.
Yeah, but check this out.
You know,
we get disrespected, we get talked about, but when they want to have their little events, guess who they call? All the smart N-words, you know.
Right.
Because your event ain't gonna pop off without the people that you look down upon. See, that's why I don't go on certain platforms. I don't go on platforms that don't respect the information, that just want me on there for some clicks and some views. I shared this with Brother Unc, and I'm gonna share it with everybody listening. When you watch wrestling as a kid, there's always a good guy and a bad guy. There's always a face and a heel.
The
so
heel, yeah.
When you used to watch wrestling, Hulk Hogan was the face and Ric Flair was the heel.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you ask the average person who was the better wrestler, they'll say Hulk Hogan. But everybody that knows something about wrestling knows Ric Flair is better than Hulk Hogan. But it's set up to make you believe that Hogan is the greatest of all time because it's fixed. Now, when you go on some of these platforms, understand people from the Armored Rock Squad, people from the Dagger Squad, people from MBK, people from Setsu Metal Necha, people from the Kofi Pasa TV, people from the Masi. If you go on these platforms, you are the heel.
Right.
Regardless of what happens, you are the bad guy. You can't be the good guy. You the smart N-word. Mm-hmm. They don't want to hear you. They want to hear the feel-good information of putting lead on your house like this is the Bible or some bullshit. You the smart N-word. You the goddamn N-word.
You know
you did all that time studying, and you gonna go in there and get disrespected. No, I'm not. That's why you don't see me. For people that want to know why you don't see me on certain platforms, that's why. I'm gonna get my own platform where I can be effective enough to actually give accurate information.
You know,
you're not gonna go in there and play me like it's WWE WrestleMania or some bullshit. I'm not doing
it. You know what's crazy though, Ben? Like I look at
yo.
And I still feel like that today. So when you don't see me on the platforms, that's why.
Yeah. You the smart N-word.
I'm a smart N-word, right? You're too smart. Get the hell out of here. You know how many times I've been called that? You know how many times people have tried to use smart as a derogatory term with me? We got issues, man.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, that's it. I'm an agent because I'm too smart.
Right.
Because I went over your I must be working for somebody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Smash said when he made the song, but we supposed to be conscious. He talked, you know what I'm saying? It's the pattern.
Conscious. But you know, people only support stuff that resonates with them. They don't want to hear the other side of the coin, no matter how correct it might be. People get uncomfortable when you tell them something they've been programmed to believe, and it turns out it's not true, you know? People get attached to people, and through those people, they get attached to ideas. And through those ideas and people and that attachment, they form a bias. And once you form that bias, it's really hard to get through to that type of person because it's kind of like you're killing a person that they perceive as a god. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever talk to people from the NOI and you tell them that something, just something, didn't say everything, didn't say all the stuff, throw it out, Just one thing. Just point out one thing that Elijah Muhammad said that wasn't true. And it's like you're killing their God.
Yeah, that's a fact.
They're going to fight you tooth and nail because they're attached to the ideas he put out. They're attached to him, and they formed that confirmation bias. And that's just what it is. And you know, when you start defending and debunking the claims, after a while, they gonna get real with your ass. They gonna start calling you everything in the book. Some of them will fight you.
Yep. So I remember a time, man, where I believe it was your first official presentation on that platform, way before the craziness began to really pop off, where he actually would have a routine of real scholarship that could be presented on that platform. And this was right before you got on the plane, right? You were getting ready to go to Kemet, I believe.
Yeah. I was in New York.
Yeah.
This was the day before I was going to get on the plane and go to Kemet.
And you dropped The Serpent in African Culture.
That's probably my most popular presentation.
Yeah, I love that presentation because what it did was it took the demonization of the serpent out of the equation for people who was anti-serpent. Like, why are you anti-serpent? Oh, I can't stand them or anything like that. But do you know the role or the gesture that, or not gesture, but the magnificence of what the serpent is in African traditions? And most people don't. Very unfamiliar. And I remember that was 2017. Somewhere around 2016, 2017, somewhere around there.
I think it was 2016. Yeah. Or maybe 2017.
I know you
when my wife was with me that time, it was probably the end of 2016 or 2017. Because that was my second time going to Kemet.
Right. And there was something in this presentation that I wanted to show people from the gate, because a lot of people, you know, haven't really, some people in this chat may have seen it, but it may be there's a few new faces in here who had no idea. So I want to show y'all what I'm talking about. And, you know, this is why I said go over there, because you're going to get a piece of Africa that you wouldn't get before. And this was that restoring history moment for me. And I'm speaking specifically for me and maybe a few other people, but I'm gonna play it right here.
Is in the shape of a serpent. That's how much they revered the serpent in their tradition. Now, going up here, you see this. That is what's called a vev. Vevs are sacred drawings of different African deities, which I'm gonna get into that later. So, all right, serpent as defined in the West, and by West I mean where we stay at right now. Now you see, serpent is a sly or treacherous person, especially one who exploits a position of trust in order to betray it. Satan in the Bible. Vile, disgusting reptile that is only used for biting people. This comes straight out of Webster's, people. This is what the West thinks about the serpent. Now, this right here, the Bible. The Bible is where your negative stigma of the serpent is first introduced to you. Everybody that's growing up, whether you're Christian, Muslim, Judaism, whatever, you're going to hear about that Satan in that Bible and how he tricked Eve into getting the apple and then the sin, and then they didn't have no clothes on and God came back. The whole negative stigma starts from that. So from the beginning, we're tricked about this sacred animal in African tradition. We're already brainwashed before we even realize it. So let's talk about what the serpent does in the ecosystem, because the ecosystem is very important in our society. Snakes are closely related to lizards and belong to a class of reptilia. There are approximately 250 species and subspecies of snakes in the United States, with only 4 of them being venomous: copperheads, coral snakes, rattlesnakes, and water mosquitoes. Now, if I asked the average person how many snakes were venomous, they would have said all of them. Yeah, we don't even know that. You know what I'm saying? Snakes are found in many types of habitats and play on an important role in our ecosystem, as they are both predators and prey. Snakes prey on rodents, garden pests such as slugs, and other soft-bodied insects. So all those rodents that you don't like in your house, you don't want your rats, you don't want all that garden pests messing up your vegetables. Snakes take care of that. So, you know, give them their due. Snakes have an extraordinary sense of smell that is detected by a highly specialized organ on the roof of the mouth, which they have named the Jacobson's organ. Now, the Jacobson's organ, you know, when white people discover things, they name them after themselves. This organ can detect subtle chemical changes in the environment. When a snake flicks her tongue in or out of her mouth, she is gathering and processing chemical information in the environment. Now, that's powerful right there, because our ancestors, they saw that. And they were like, man, that's powerful that they can do that. So they named certain deities after that. More about the ecosystem. The feeding habits of the snakes act as a natural form of pest control. The snakes are predators that feed on a variety of creatures. Small snakes feed on harmful bugs and insects. Larger ones eat mice, rats, small mammals that can destroy crops and damage personal property. Snakes tend to control rodent populations in particular. Without snakes, we would be completely overran by these nuisance rodents. So snakes are very important in our society. Snakes as a prey. They serve as a food source for larger predators like hawks, owls, herons, and carnivorous mammals such as snakes consume other snakes if given the opportunity. They're immune to the poisonous venom. King snakes readily make a meal of the rattlesnake that they may encounter. Snakes are a key component in the balance of nature. Y'all know how we feel about nature at the Almond Rock Squad. Nature is everything. Nature is the balance of existence for our African ancestors. They observed nature and made deities from nature. So this says snakes are a key component in the balance of nature. So if you understand how important balance is to nature, you understand how important the snake is right now. Their presence or removal from an area directly impacts the health of an ecosystem. Now we're going to get into it. Serpents to the African, because we just went to the Western world. Now we're going to look at what the Africans said. Serpents go by many different names, and many African communities express a variety of views about the serpent as an animal of mysterious and complex characteristics and symbolism. Among African people, the serpent is associated with lunar elements and manifests cosmic powers. Different nature forces are associated with the serpent, going back to that nature. The snake is a potent symbol in African cultures. Throughout the continent, it is associated with healing, fertility, rain, and the rainbow, and the knowledge of secret things. Now, if you know anything about African secret society, when they say secret things, they're talking about the wisdom centers, the knowledge centers, what we would call secret societies, where they teach them the math, art, science, the Tuscan, Doric, Ionic, Corinthian composite, the 5 orders of architecture. These are the things that they're talking about when they say knowledge of secret things. Snakes are often associated with flashes of lightning and feared for their speed and power. And it says, see also thunder and lightning. And anybody know anything about thunder and lightning in African tradition? Some of the most powerful deities are named after thunder and lightning, i.e. Shango. Through the shedding of their skins, snakes also symbolize a renewal and rebirth and are frequently regarded as immortal. The Baga people of Guinea have a tradition of snake worship where they regard pythons as reincarnations of their ancestors and treat them with respect. So this goes back to right what we was just talking about, Sa. We was just talking about Egunguns. We was just talking about sacred ancestors. Mm-hmm. Serpents are associated with sacred traditional ancestors. And this isn't the only tradition that does that. We're going to keep going. Now, this is some certain serpent myths. The Nagla of central Congo hold that the moon once lived on the earth as a serpent, while the Dogon in West Africa think of the rainbow serpent of Nomo as the water god. So let's go into this for a little bit. They're revering the moon as the snake. That's how important he is. We all know about the lunar calendars in Kemet and how we refer to the moon as a very powerful instrument of measurement in math and science and things of that. Well, they associate the snake with that. In the Dogon, they associate water with that. In African tradition, they have that saying, water has no enemies. Well, they associate that with the snake. And if you know anything about Dogon traditions, Nomo is the supreme deity of the Dogons. So they associate him with a serpent. The Lebe. This is a combination of Dogon, Burkina Faso, where the Masi are. Shouts out to the Masi clan. And Mali. The first ancestor to die. Lebe was an extremely old and had grown tired of life. He called on Amma. Now, this is where it's going to get confusing because I just said these four, right? Well, Amma is strictly a Dogon deity most times. But in this time, it's in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Dogon traditions. The supreme God, to release him from his form and release him from his worn out body. So he called on the supreme deity to release him from his body. Lebe died because his death was unknown. His relatives thought he was only sleeping. At last, when Lebe's body began to decompose, they buried him. Some years later, the Dogon decided to move him to another land that they wanted to take Lebe's remains with them. When they opened the grave, however, instead of Lebe's bones, they found a snake. The snake followed the Dogon on their migration, convincing him that that was the incarnation of Lebe. So this is the first ancestor. Ooh, that's powerful right there, sir. Oh, get it. Hold on. Get a shot of that, round. Get a shot right. Get a shot of that. Right. Pause my presentation.
This the one that Bob was talking to me about.
Ooh.
I got it before you saw.
That's fire right there. Definitely an Agungun, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. And for the record, for y'all to keep bothering me, my Masonic brother as well.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna keep it moving. But first ancestor to die associated with the snake. That's powerful right there. Now, this is Nomo in Dogon tradition. Mm-hmm. You see the coils. You see the serpents. That's their supreme deity. They revered the snake. Now, this is going to be important. It's called reverse Genesis. A myth of the Basari people of northern Togo presents the serpent in a narrative that is strikingly but parallel to the Genesis myth of the fall of Adam and Eve. Let's see what they say. The African narrative tells of the serpent as a diabolical and deceptive as it misleads the first human beings into eating certain fruits, which until that time, only Umbumbote, the Basari supreme being, had eaten. The Souk and Bari of East Africa, the Benin of Nigeria, and the people of the Ivory Coast in West Africa all conceived the serpent positively. To the Souk and Bari, nomadic shepherds, the serpent is called the child of God. Ha! It is looked at as the bringer of good fortune. It is fed with milk. People look at the serpent as a protector and bearer of treasures and riches. So let's talk about this for a second. We can now know that the Adam and Eve story is not original to the Bible. We got it right here in northern Togo that predates the Bible. Now we can look at all of these different civilizations that revere the snake as a child of God and the bringer and bearer of riches and protection. That's powerful right there. We need to stop with this Western stuff of a snake being a bad thing. Take back your serpent. Take back your iconography. Take back your symbols in African traditions.
That's a good idea. I mean, that's a good point you're making. Because remember, taking it all the way back to Kemet, we had the serpent.
Oh, yeah.
Crown.
Yeah.
Talk about
the Uraeus, it's in here. It's in here.
Yeah.
Benin serpent symbolism. Now, Benin, you know they practice voodoo. In the Benin, people see the serpent as a symbol of power, happiness, prosperity, whereas the snake is regarded as the bringer of wealth and fame in the customs and traditions of the Bauli and other people in the Ivory Coast. Da Zaji. That's in the Fan tradition. And in that pantheon, the deities are the firstborn of the creator, Maulisa. Anybody that studies voodoo knows Maulisa is the supreme creator in some traditions of voodoo. Dao Zadi was the chief of the earth pantheon, one of the four pantheons into which the great gods of Fan were divided. He was the great serpent power, and he assisted in the ordering of the universe. So the serpent is so important that it ordered the universe in their tradition. It's not something derogatory. It's not something we should call people we try to disrespect. This is the order of the universe in this tradition. Keep it going.
All right, I'm gonna pause it right there. So, yeah, man, I know Sutek is probably on the panel too. He said that was one of his best builds that he watched. And I agree with him. This is a very good build. But before I let you in, Sutek, I think somebody had asked a question. If I would have played the video out for you, Africa Power, you could get the sources for that information. But I didn't play the video out. If Panther, if you want to address that, you actually could. And then Sutek, I'm gonna let you in whenever you're ready, bro.
Off the top of my head, some of it is in Encyclopedia of African Religion by Malefia Santi and Amazama. Some of it is in there. But if you watch the entire video, like Sean said, the sources are at the end of the video. Looking at this question, who decided to put the snake on the medical crest and why? What is that called again? I can't remember what the medical term is for the snake. I'm trying to remember because it's a symbol. Let me see if I can look it up really quickly. Forget what they call it, but it's very similar to symbols you will see in Kemet. I do not know
the caduceus
from. Say again.
The caduceus.
Yes, that's it. That is it. I don't know if they drew inspiration. I'm not sure. There is a different account of a snake wrapped around a stick in a Bible that Moses carries around called the brazen serpent. So maybe it's derived from there, but I'm not quite sure what the inspiration was for that medical symbol of the caduceus that they use today. But I will say that you will see similar motifs. Actually, from looking it up, it's comes from the staff of Hermes. But check this out. It's Hermes Trismegistus. If anybody knows about Greco-Roman or Greco-Egyptian mythology at this point, Trismegistus is Tahuti. That's who that is in Greek mythology. So yeah, that's it seems that that Egyptian root is looking more plausible here because according to Wikipedia, and they are using the source of a lexicon who puts caduceus as a Latin word and an adaptation of a Greek word. In their mythology, it's linked to Hermes Trismegistus. And if you look up Hermes Trismegistus, the first deity you will see is Tahuti. So there, we helped somebody out today. Yeah, this is one of my favorite presentations. The serpent is not something I've ever feared. I saw a brother say we have an innate fear of spiders or snakes. I've never been afraid of any of those, honestly. My first encounter was a snake was in college. My roommate had a python, and when he took it out to give it to me, it kind of took off all around my body. I didn't know where it was, and it stopped like right in front of my face, and it was leaning in closer, and I was kind of looking at it. It was looking at me, and then it started licking my nose, and then my roommate go, "Oh, he likes you." So I carried this python around my neck, around campus for like maybe 2 days, freaking everybody out. So yeah, I've never been afraid of snakes. It's just not my thing. But appreciate that, brother. Appreciate the birthday shout out. But yeah, I wanted to tell the African version of how they revere snakes. Not to say that you won't find anything negative about snakes somewhere in Africa, but the most dominant stories I saw of snakes coming out of Africa was all positive things. And I wanted to share that with the good people because I saw it had never been done before.
Yeah, man, it's the portrayal of the serpent in Western society that I feel like most likely gave us a fear of snakes, because like
You broke up, Sutek. Well, you hit the he there, but I think he might have his headphones. He might have unplugged them or something like that.
But he's correct.
That presentation kind of inspired my presentation on reptiles in African culture. So yeah, man, you're gonna find a lot more positive portrayals than you are negative portrayals, and it's no contest. But yeah, that presentation led me to the Mossy, which led me to Kofi's page or YouTube channel, which led me to end up becoming a part of Kofi Paisai research team. So yeah, man, that led me out of pseudo. I was watching Sinetta, I was hooked on it, and I was like, yo, okay. Well, him and Unc, they come in with a different strategy. They not just putting up memes like this dude said he is. They showing sources and bringing real information. So I gravitated towards that side, and I'm glad I did, man, because I'm where I'm at now. Appreciate that.
People have no idea how much hate we got for doing that. Oh, yeah, no idea. Like before some of the other members of the Amira squad. I mean, pretty much if you said it, everybody would believe you. Like if you had the microphone and you said it, it was not challenged, it was not disputed. Everybody was just kind of like, oh, okay. Aunt was the first person to ask people, hey, where you get that from? And we started to enforce a standard of sources, references, source material. And you have no idea how many people kind of acted like you didn't deserve to know where it came from. Honestly. It's just it's interesting. But now everybody asks for sources now, right? Everybody got sources, everybody got references, and that's a direct reflection of the change we bought into. Man, I'm not playing with people's kids, man. Who would ask a question like this? No, I'm gonna just leave it. Like, come on, man. What is that? It's probably the most ridiculous question I've ever been asked. Like, seriously? Nah, I'm gonna sit there while the poison spread through my body. It's like, come on, man. But I wouldn't be in no position to get bit by no snake because I like snakes. but I'm not gonna go to their lair and chill with them. Like, hey guys, I'm not gonna do that. But there is a particular place I want to visit in Benin called the Python's. What's it called?
Weeba, yeah. I was just about to say that.
Now you can't kill no snakes there, or they gonna kill you.
They gonna kill you. That's right. They take these snakes serious. The scarification actually reflects the serpent that they worship, Dong Bay.
Yeah. So you go there, hey, they keep you at a safe distance though, But
yeah, y'all can see that on the Mossy. We got
absolutely.
a little 2-3 minute video on that.
Yep, and you can read about it in volume 1 too, because I wrote about it in volume 1.
Yep.
So that brings me to my next point, man. The reason why we're here is because, there's a lot of work that you've actually done trying to introduce Kimoyo to people culturally. And speaking of which, you did this back in 2017 as well.
God, what is this? What is this, Panther? This is your life? Like, what?
Yeah, man, it's your birthday, man. We're dealing with Panther. So you did this, the spirituality behind the African mask. Now, before I even play this, do you mind informing the audience why you spell African with a K and not a C?
Oh, you won't see a lot of C's in African language. That's really it's really that simple. It's more linguistically correct if we are going to spell Africa. If Africans spelled or created that word to be the name of their continent, they would have not spelled it with a C. You just don't see it. There's no C. Like start paying attention to African languages and see how many C's you see. It's very limited. It's just what it is. Even in Yoruba, when I use the keyboard for Yoruba, there's no C's there. And it's crazy because if I have the keyboard on and someone's typing me in English and there's a C in it, I have to switch back to English because I can't type anything with a C.
All right, so let me go on and hit this up for y'all real quick.
Yeah, that's a good example, Sutek. Like, so the way they spell Congo, if you go to the Congo or the DRC, you'll see Kikongo as their language, but they're spelled with K's.
Great point. Yep. And you'll see it in the saw work too when he's doing them presentations. He always say when you say the exact same thing. Yep, Kikongo. Congo is all.
This dude Sosa talking about. I used to be a blood too. Man, I got some street cred.
Sounds great. Here we go, y'all.
Okay, let's get into some of the masks. Hey, Rob Bourne, you still with me?
Yeah, I'm here. We can't see the slides, you heard?
You can't.
I see one. Yeah, I see the first slide. The spiritually behind the African man. Now I see it. She was doing it in
Let's be your experience sharing and presenting to everyone. Okay, so I guess I can't go full.
I see it now. I see them now. It's full screen. Yeah, I can see it.
Full screen ain't working. So I gotta present them like this, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I see it. We can see it.
Oh, okay.
It's real big. It's big enough.
Is it? Okay, cool. Well, let me just show Ida's. That's Ida's mask. And the rest of the slides you heard me say, so we're good on that. Let's get into these people who are the Ba mask of Burkina Faso. So this is a Masi mask right here. So I had to kick it off with this mask. The measurements. I don't know if you can see my cursor. Can you see my cursor?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, the measurements and the precision at the top of these masks are said to represent geometry. It's not by chance that they make these symbols. And these symbols are said to be a type of writing system and communication factor. So let's get into what these masks actually do. The Baal legend has it that the world was abandoned by Defini, who they call God, or Dabwini, after he was injured by a woman. To enable continued communication between man and himself, God sent his son, Do, to earth to act as an intermediary. This may sound familiar. So, Do, humanity was given a lifeline as it believed that Do spirits, the force life-giving qualities, to harness the life-renewing forces of Do, nature spirits, the head of the Southern Bois family, commissions the creation of a large number and variety of wooden sculptures and masks to personify specific nature traits as represented in humans, animals, and other abstract things. Now, once a year they do a type of ceremony that's common in African spirituality, where the protective spirit of Do, wearing one of these masks, emerge from the forest and does type of a dance and communication with the villagers. In Ifa, this is called an Odun masquerade, or you can call it a Gungun ceremony, where the spirits from the forest come back to interact with the people and dance in front of them, and there's music and it's food. It's a festival giving thanks to the spirits of the land. So this is some more continued info. One of the many ways in which the Bois masks are used is at agricultural festivals, usually held during dry season between March and May, during which they are danced by masquerades to plead to Do for a successful harvest. The masks are also used during funerary celebrations to honor deceased members of a prestigious family and to solicit a smooth journey of their soul to an afterlife. The Bois mask can also be found in initiation rituals, where it is believed that the secrets of the Bois society are communicated to young boys and girls through incisions of the mask. So you see how important the Bois mask is in their society. And you can see how not only does it go with their festivals, it goes with their initiations as well. Did somebody just come in the room?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Java. You're a little low, but I can hear you.
Okay, just real quick. If you wanted to show your slides full screen, because some of your slides are, is going off the page a little bit.
Yeah.
How
do I do that?
Yeah, okay. What you have to do is share your full desktop instead of just the particular application.
Gotcha.
Once you share the entire desktop, then you go back to the application in full screen mode. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, now go to your PowerPoint, then go to full screen. Yep, there you go.
We good?
Yep.
All right. Ujawu to the rescue, man. I sure appreciate it, brother. Okay, the next mask here is the Hipoko mask of the Democratic Congo, or as we know it in ancient times, Bakongo. They speak a Bantu language. The people are called Pendi. Now, the name of this mask, sword user. So this is a warrior's mask.
I'm sorry. One more thing.
Go ahead, bro.
Real quick. I'm sorry. If you could go to the options and take off the avatar at the bottom. That way it'll show up real full.
Hold on.
Go to cameraman and then the middle.
Cameraman app, right?
And then click the middle one, yes.
Middle one, yes.
And you should be good to go.
All right. Are we good? Everything showing good?
Looking good.
All right. Okay, the spirituality behind Kipoko mask. In Eastern Pende, they believe that the Kipoko mask, which means sword bearer, sword user, knife, sword, things of this nature, contains the spirit of male beauty that represents the chief of the community. The big eyes and ears of the mask represent the chief ability to see and hear everything in the community and to identify evildoers and witches. Tiny mouth in the mask represents the chief's ability to control his speech. The mask is used for a number of community functions, the most important of which is to venerate and give thanks to the chief and the ancestors for successful harvest, healing, fertility, and protection. By giving thanks, the community ensures continued blessing from the ancestors. The mask is also used during the Mukanda initiation ceremony that marks the end of the male circumcision rituals. The initiates take the bite of a ritualistic food placed on the lip of the mask nose while at the same time swearing to keep secret the lessons learning during the Mukanda rites. Now, I put at the bottom, and I just added that yesterday. This is very similar to Ogun. And the way it's similar, not only are we talking about the knife, but the protection of the community. That's Ogun's function. Not only that, but the circumcision ritual. In Ifa, that is also Ogun's function. So we can see how different deities in African spirituality have the same attributes. So I want people to look at this mask again because it talks about the big eyes and the big ears. So notice how his ears stick out and his eyes slits are very huge and his mouth is very small, like the description said. Okay, the Agbogo Miwo helmet mask of Nigeria. The language is Igbo, and the people are Igbo. So these polite people. So I had to put them in there. We're gonna go into the Igbo people right now. Now this is the spirituality behind the mask. Used in the male Imwo secret society, the Agbogo Imwo helmet mask, and that actually means maiden spirit mask. They're used during the annual Fame of Maiden ceremony to honor the ancestors and the ideal characteristics of young women, found in northern Igbo land around the cities of Onitsha and Akka. The masks are a visual representation of the number of maiden spirits called Imwo, highlighted by fine features, elaborate hairstyles, and a white clay pigmentation on the face, as in the case of ancestors' masks. Now you're going to see that color a lot in African spirituality, that white color in relation to ancestor veneration, because it means it's like a purity color. The masquerade dances are used to educate young girls in what is believed to be ideal moral physical beauty among the Igbo. Masqueraders sing tributes to both real and spirit maidens. In Wamwu Si Nikwe, which is the mad spirit from the sky. Udemwo na Neno, my fame is potent.
All right, so I'm gonna stop it right there, Ben, because you're gonna go in on some other masks. I want to know, outside. I know the answer to this, but the audience may not know the answer to this. But what was the true inspiration behind connecting Kimoyo with the African mask? Because most people, you know, they see the mask as an artistic expression. They may not know the cultural background or things of that nature that persist with it. So what drives this presentation to be what it was as far as your inspiration?
It's an intricate part of African culture. There is no separating the artistry from the culture. A lot of people like to do that, though, the cherry pick method. You know, I like this about African culture, but I'm not going to talk about the rest of it. There's no separation in the African mind because it's all their culture, from the spirituality to the art to the science to the math to the, you know, titles to the festivals. It's all a part of their culture. So we can't leave out the artistic part of the mask, as you can see how I tied it in, because they're used in initiations, they're used in festivals, they're used when people are born, they're used to protect the village. It's not just art. We're not talking about, you know, Leonardo da Vinci here. These have concepts behind them, and they're key concepts for the community and for the tribe and people. So I wanted to do something on mask because, once again, at the time, no one had done anything on mask. We were so caught up in, you know, more of the statues, the people of, you know, the Remich, the people of Kemet. So no one had really done the mask. So I wanted to show that, you know, African people have a lot of different types of masks from a lot of different areas. You know, if you go to any museum worth its salt, you're going to see a lot of different masks. And I just wanted to bring that to the people's attention.
All right. Yeah. That was pretty good. That was that old hangout style. So people, you know,
you can hear that clicking I was on. That was my old laptop.
Yeah.
the new being click like that. So yeah, that was a minute ago.
Now earlier, man, people heard me make mention of Sister Lima and the work that she actually does, but a lot of people are very unfamiliar with her YouTube channel, and you know, we try to share her YouTube channel and get people familiar with her content because she does great work, and it's called Lili La Poete Speaks. You could go to her channel and do this, but this particular video was actually on your Blak Pantha channel, and I wanted to bring this to light to show the cohesiveness and the balance in your residence between you and her as you guys began to put together a series of videos dealing with debunking myths. And she initially started it out on her own, and then, you know, I incorporated you in other episodes, and y'all tag teamed a lot of claims that were made in the community, and you handled those claims, but in the manner, the way that she actually conveyed it was like excellent. They were all bite sized. It's like she, you know, the strategy behind it, and I don't know how much influence you actually had on that, or if any at all. So but I think that was the perfect time, and especially in the climate that we were in and continue to be in. But I wanted to, you know, show everybody the type of work that you guys do together, as well as she does on her own, because you know, in her own right, you know what I mean, she hit you with that type of you know, information that'll shock you. You wouldn't think that would come from a sister like Lily. But here we go right here. I wanted to get this one in, and shout out to the sister for incorporating you in the series as well. I don't know if I got the sound on this one, Ben.
Alafia, baby for Hootie Hayes, your favorite warrior, Blak Pantha, back in the building, this time on the Orisha Myths series. We're going to get into Baba Ogun.
Oh, damn.
That I must worship for the betterment of my life. But is his number 3 or 7? Let's go. Well, you know, Ogun is commonly associated with both numbers, but to say that it is his number isn't quite true. Orisha don't really have numbers that if you see this number, it means the Orisha is close or something to that effect. It more refers to literature of the cowrie shell divination system, which you will see the number 3 represented by an Odu of Ogunda. Ogunda commonly means Ogun devise. So people associate that with Ogun. And I would agree. Yes, that is, for all intents and purposes, his Odu. But other Orisha speak in this Odu as well. Ogun is not the only one that speaks in this Odu. So it is not exclusively his Odu. And within the literature in the Odu, there's nothing about 3 being his number. Let's move on to the number 7. The number 7 relates to the hunter's poetry called Ijala. In this poetry, there are 7 Oguns from different towns that take different type of sacrifices to include snails, rams, tree saps, and other things. So the number 7 isn't Ogun's number, but it's describing 7 ways Ogun is worshipped in these different places.
So the next myth, Shango is a Muslim. Not sure if you heard this before, but I have heard it plenty of times. And let's go ahead and get into it, family, okay? So he was said to have been sent to live with Muslim people, all right? So we know that Shango is the 3rd or 4th king of Oyo. Now, the question is, did Shango actually live with Muslims? Well, yes. What does the Odu say? The Odu says in Okan Rameji, he did go and live amongst Muslims until he was summoned to return back and be the king of Oyo by his brother Ajala. So when he returned, he did not institute Islam, though, family, as a religion of Oyo, even though he had the power to do so. Instead, what he chose to do was rule Oyo and kept the Orisha worship intact. So in conclusion, Shango was never a Muslim.
So let's get into this lie that won't die. Eshu is Satan. Oh, boy. First of all, there is no devil or Satan in African spiritual traditions. We now will deal with the claim that Eshu is Satan. This comes from a man named Samuel Ajay Crowther, who was a Yoruba man that translated the Bible into the Yoruba language. When he did that, he linked Eshu and Satan together, which is a farce and an outright lie. But let's go into the Odu Oyeku Oturopon to see what this Odu says about Eshu. It says, the child of the wealthy. Eshu visits us with blessings. Eshu block evil on our tracks. Eshu divert prosperity to our households of the initiates. May Eshu stand with us always. This is not the narrative of Satan in the Bible, and is actually the opposite. We can label this myth debunked and keep going.
That's right. Y'all heard what the Blak Pantha said. Label that myth debunked and keep it pushing. Okay? On to the next one. Now, it has been stated that Yemoja resides at the bottom of the ocean. This is myth number 2. Not sure if you're privy to it, but oh my goodness, I'm so sick of hearing about it. This myth is very popular in the diaspora. Unfortunately, a lot of information in the diaspora, because of our experience, has been falsified and has been presented as the ultimate universal truth. But basically, Yemoja is the river deity. She is the top river deity, to be specific. Okay, there are other river deities that have never got the association with the ocean, but for some reason Yemoja has got this association and it has never died. In case you are not familiar, there's other divinities, Oba, Otin, Irinla, Yewa. There are other ones, but for whatever reason Yemoja is the only one that is worshipped as an ocean deity. And the bottom line is, Yemoja is a river deity. She's worshipped among rivers, streams, wells, runoffs. That's what Yemoja is, okay? So the bottom line is that when you see Yemoja as some type of mermaid or something, mermaids don't live in the riverboat, okay? Now moving on to the next one. Olokun's number is 5. So this also stems and goes along with the number 4, because so basically they're saying that Yemoja is at the top of the ocean, Olokun is at the bottom of the ocean. But Olokun actually means owner of the ocean. All of it. Not a part of it, not some of it, but all of it, okay? Olokun is the highest ranking water divinity, period, okay? The narrative comes from the Cuban tradition. That's where it stems from. But here in Isheshe, we know that Olokun represents the ocean. So in conclusion, that myth has been debunked as well. This has been a quick little video, family. We want to thank you all for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. Like this video, share, and comment. Peace and love. See you on the next one.
Yeah, man. Yep. Right there, man. That's some good stuff.
Those are always fun. I know Sutek can appreciate the information on this issue.
You know it did.
Yeah, I could do an entire hour on this shoe.
Yeah.
Satan or whatever. But it is what it is. Yeah, it's just I want to elaborate a little bit on Olokun, being that he is the ocean or the sea. The word or name Olokun actually means owner of the ocean. It's what it means. It's not a secret sometimes what these deities represent. With Yemoja, it literally means mother of whose children are fish. So it's not really a debate with some of these things. It's more of a people have heard other things and got attached to those ideas. I see some people never heard the claim of Shango being a Muslim. Yeah, people
Mm-hmm.
will say Shango was a Muslim. They'll say that Jakuta was the original ruler, then Shango took over and brought Islam and all types of stuff. But no, Shango is not a Muslim. Shango was still a traditional ruler, although he did incorporate a few things that did come from his time with the Muslims. One being what they commonly refer to as Sweet Friday. It's a day where people chant a lot of, verses for the king, and it's a celebration. It's a party. It's all these types of things. A lot of prayers are given on that day, Sweet Friday. And for the people that have ever been Muslim, you probably are thinking about Juma, and you would be correct. That's where he got the influence for it. So he just kind of incorporated that into what he was already doing. But he never took a Shahada or never instituted the Quran or never, did any of these other things. That's what African people do. When they see something that they like and they want to incorporate it into their society, they just incorporate it into something they're doing. They don't change the entire society. But now we do the opposite.
Well, there's something else that I wanted to add because you crossed the water with this particular presentation, and a lot of feedback was given on this one. So I want to kind of deal with this one from a perspective.
Boy.
Yeah. I want to deal with this one from a perspective to let people know what's going on here. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. You
Here
that
we
was
go.
a presentation, man. That wasn't me.
Oh, yeah, it was. All right, here we go.
All right. Okay, family. Let me start this.
That's that new laptop, too.
Okay. Well, as you can see, the title of this presentation is Obeya, the science that Bushmaster was talking about. Now, I gave a little brief overview of who Bushmaster was, but I'm going to give you exactly what I'm talking about in this presentation. Of course, it's by myself, Ifadele Akinloye Egulana Olamakinde Adebanke, also known or better known as Blak Pantha. Let's get it going. Okay, let's get into the brief history of what Bushmaster is talking about.
What do you know about Jamaica? You know the story of Nani? The Maroons? She was a shanty, you know. She came over in chains. But she never forgot who she was. She never forgot the old ways. Nani kept the science alive, see? To the British. put them in sugarcane fields, beat them, and rape them. But the Maroons resisted. They broke their chains. They ran to the hills. In the Blue Mountains, they live off the land. And Nanny, she would lead raids to the other plantations. And they would steal back the women and children so they could raise families out of captivity. They cut the heads off their prisoners and put them on spikes to put them on notice. No white man was safe. They become masters of camouflage, cover themselves in leaves, still as trees, before they struck in the darkness. Yeah, the British, they had the technology, but the Maroons had the will, the determination, the magic. They fought off the British for 80 years and won. That is the true birth of the real Jamaica. Resistance, independence, fire.
Okay, so you heard what Bushmaster was talking about, the birth of the real Jamaica. He's talking about Queen Nanny. He's talking about the Maroons. So Queen Nanny is the unsung hero and basically the creator of what we know as Jamaica today. Queen Nanny is a Jamaican national hero, and she was an 18th century leader of the Jamaican Maroons. Much of what is known about her comes from oral history, as little textual evidence exists. But according to the oral tradition, she was born into the Ashanti, which is known in Ghana today. She escaped from slavery after being transported to Jamaica. Historical documents refer to her as the rebels' old Obeah woman. Remember that. Remember how they referred to her, old Obeah woman. So following some armed confrontations, colonial officials reached a settlement for peace. They legally granted Nani and the people now residing with her and hers a certain parcel of land containing about 500 acres in the parish of Portland. Nanny Town was founded on this land, but was destroyed during the First Maroon War in 1734. Another Maroon town was founded by survivors and later known as Moortown, not to be confused with any Moorish ideology. So what does the word Obeah mean? This account right here is from a European that visited the Jamaicans during a certain time period and wrote a book. And his account goes like this. I do not know whether the origin of the word Obeah has been defined by any philological authority, but if I am not mistaken, I think it has been traced by one of our most profound scholars, the Reverend John Ratcliffe, to the same root as the Greek word signifying a serpent. A snake of some sort has always been and is even now held to be indispensable to the equipment of a practitioner of any pretensions to distinction, and a stick surrounded by a carved serpent embracing it in its folds is a frequent emblem of the calling. So what can we take from this account by this European? Number one, listen to what he said. It has been traced by one of our profound scholars, the Reverend John Ratcliffe. Being a reverend doesn't make you a scholar, but they relied on this this reverend's account. Now, I don't know this reverend's qualifications, but if he is indeed just a reverend, it doesn't qualify him as a scholar. But he came up with an interesting explanation and even a more interesting hypothesis, because he's right when he says the equipment of a practitioner of any pretensions to a distinction is a stick surrounded by a carved serpent. If you watch my presentation, the African origin of the serpent, you will know that this is not only an Egyptian symbol. People may link this to Grandmaster Imhotep, but you will also see this exact symbol in West Africa, particularly amongst the Wolof and the Seher people, for it being the meaning of Fangul, or plural, Pangul. The Fangul and the Pangul are like Netarus or Rishas or Bosoms or divine spirits of any different African system. And this is one of their symbols. So it's interesting that he came up with that hypothesis. But keep this in mind as we go along. So, Debia is a word for priest. So we're going to show a relationship here between Debia and Obeah. Debia is a compound of words. D, professional, master, husband. Obeah, doctoring, sciences. So out of Obeah, linguistically, they say comes Obeah. The Debia are believed to be destined for spiritual work. The Debia sees the spiritual world at any time and interprets what messages being sent and sees the spiritual problems of the living people. They are given the power by the spirit world to identify any Alusi. Now, Alusis are just like Netarus, Orishas, Panguls, and Abuzums. By name and the possible ways of placating and negotiating with the deity. Debia are thought to be revealed to possess the power over one or three elements, namely water, when we're talking about large bodies of water, fire, and vegetation. Debia, whose elements are vegetation, can go on to become herbalists by their supposed instinctual knowledge of health benefits of certain plants they are instinctively drawn to. Fire element, Debia can handle fire unscathed during their initiation. And water element, Debias do not drown. Debia can partially enter the spirit world and communicate this by rubbing chalk on one half of their face. Debia and Obeah practices were transported to British Caribbean during the slave trade and became known as Obeah. Now this book, the picture of this book that I have, After God is Debia, it comes in a couple different volumes. As you can see, it says volume 1 here, but it's of Igbo cosmology, divination, and sacred science in Nigeria. Now, Odin Ani is the parent of Debia. Debia are priests within the Odin Ani tradition. This tradition comprises the traditional spiritual practices and cultural beliefs of the Igbo people of southern Nigeria. Odin Ani has monotheistic and pantheistic attributes, having a single God as a source of all things. So I'm going to say that one more time. It says Odin Ani has monotheistic and pantheistic attributes, having a single God as the source of all things. So, Brother Sean, I remember a couple of weeks back, you were having a discussion, you and Garfield, with Brother Bashir, which he claimed that a certain African tradition was strictly monotheistic. He is incorrect. As this information tells you right here, monotheistic and pantheistic attributes. This description covers every African tradition that I have studied. And I've studied a great number of them. So you cannot fit it into the monotheistic block nor pantheistic block. It doesn't fit into a nice package for you because it has elements of both. So I just want to put that out there for the people because there was some type of confusion on that was being spread by Brother Bashir that African traditions were strictly monotheistic, which is incorrect. Let's continue. Although a pantheon of spirits exists, there are lesser spirits prevalent in Odinani Express, serving as elements of Chineke or Chukwu, the supreme being or high god. Chineke is a compound word encompassing the concept of Chi, is the creator. Na is a verb meaning that, while Ike means create. Now, Chi is like the concept of Ashe in the Yoruba tradition, for those that practice that, to give you a better context. Therefore, Chineke means the creator or the God that created all things. The concept of Chukwu, supreme Chi, was largely propagated by the Aro Igbo of the Aro Chukwu in the eastern Igbo land, who wielded much spiritual force over the eastern Niger Delta in the 18th century, due to their operating of the Ibini Upapi oracle. Lesser spirits known as Agbara or Alusi. So Alusi has another name called Agbara. Now, what's interesting about the name Agbara, in the Yoruba language, Agbara means power, energy, force. So you can see how these languages are related, because Alusis are essentially energy, forces in nature, just like Orishas are, just like Netarus are. So you can see the connection, why they call them this great word. But let's continue. Agbara or Alusi operate below the high god Chineke and are parts of him divided by gender in his mind. These spirits represent natural forces. Agbara is as a divine force manifests as separate Alusi in the Igbo pantheon, a concept of the eye of the sun god, the eye of the sun or god, Anya Anwu, exists as a feminine solar deity which forms as a part of a solar veneration among the Niri Igbo in northern Igbo land. Now listen to that description. The eye of the sun or god, Anya Anwu. We've heard this depiction before in ancient Egypt. The eye of the sun, Heru, as known as the sun. So the eye of the sun and the eye of Heru are similar. So we're painting a picture here of how African spirituality has this kind of continental concept no matter where you go. Am I saying that these are the same people that were in ancient Egypt? No, not saying that directly. I'm saying the concept traveled throughout Africa. So the eye of the sun and the eye of Heru serve the same purpose. The only difference here is that it's a feminine solar deity instead of a masculine one that's in ancient Egypt. Let's continue. Alusi are mediated by Dibia and other priests who do not contact the high god directly. Through Afa divination, the laws and demands of the Alusi are communicated to the living. Alusi are venerated in the community, shrines around roadsides and forests, while smaller shrines are located in the household for ancestral veneration. Deceased ancestors live in the spirit world where they can be contacted. Below, the Alusi are the minor and the more general spirits known as Muo, loosely defined by their perceived malevolent or benign natures.
These minor spirits are not venerated and are sometimes considered lost souls of the dead. But was that the science that you heard Bushmaster talking about? Huh? He talked about a great science. He talked about something greater than himself. He talked about something that being passed on from the Ashanti people. Was that what he was talking about? Well, not exactly. Think about it. He said plainly, Queen Nani was an Ashanti. So how would an Ashanti bring a Nigerian practice to Jamaica? Has anyone thought of this before? Because they use the term Obeah to describe her. And we automatically link Obeah to Jamaica and Obeah to the Nigerians. But the Nigerians and the Ashanti had two separate systems. So we're going to see what Bushmaster was really talking about.
Listen, y'all gotta watch that presentation. It gets interesting. It gets just interesting from start to finish. It gets interesting. And the chat was busy that day too. The chat was busy that day, man. And what inspired the Obeah presentation? What made you come out of West Africa, but you still went back to West Africa and come into, you know, the Americas and show the correlation or how African traditions and customs kind of really traveled, but shaped themselves differently? What made you want to come from the hip with the Obeah presentation?
Bushmaster did.
Which I'm mad that show ended, you know.
Yeah, I was watching Luke Cage, was paying very close attention to what he was into, what he was saying, what the storyline and how it presented itself. And they clearly said in the storyline that he was, you know, his family using the plant, the nightshade, was practicing Obeah. So I said, let's watch a little more, because you know he had his little ancestral shrine and so on and so forth. But I had heard the Debia argument before, and I was like, wait. If Nani's an Ashanti by her own oral tradition, by her own people, what the hell does that have to do with Debia from Odenani from southeastern Nigeria?
Mm-hmm.
So that started my research into Debia and what they were calling it, the people that practiced it, the people that still practice it today, and you know, the Ghanaian root from what they were talking about. So that's what inspired that. And you can also throw in American Gods with the brother Orlando and his portrayal of Anansi, and that also inspired that as well.
Dope. Yeah, man. Well, you know, I don't want to hold people up. I know the Bucks and I know the game on, for one. I done ruined Snowfall, 2, and it was a big surprise. So, Sute, you got anything for Panther, man? You still hanging around there, hiding in the background? Probably not. What about any questions in the chat for Panther? It's his birthday, man. We just wanted to celebrate Panther today, you know, take a look down memory lane and bring it back forward. Make sure y'all do go subscribe to Lilia Poete, our YouTube channel. Make sure you go subscribe to Blak Pantha YouTube channel. Make sure you stay locked into the Mossy Warrior Clan YouTube channel. Kofi Paisai Research Team, Mama Ra Squad, and the families. I do see the Teddy just jumping in. Brother Chavis, I know you've been tuned in and listening. I don't know if you got something for Panther, if you want to kick something, Brother Chavis, but now's your time, man.
No, I just wish the homie happy birthday, and I just was soaking game up because every time he speaks, we need to listen. That boy got a whole lot of knowledge. I really appreciate that, man. That's
I
it.
appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, man. So there you have it right there, bro. What up, Teddy? I know Teddy was sending some wishes out, birthday wishes out. Let me see what else got going on. Let me see. Okay. All right. So yeah, Panther, well, I'm gonna give you back your evening, man. I hate to, ruin your evening for you. I know people want to catch up with the b-ball game or whatever silliness they got going on in the social media world. But yeah, make sure that y'all lock it in and look forward to some additional shows. By the way, do you have any other you and let me see. Let me make sure. Y'all got anything else coming up on the dealing with the Orishas or anything regarding the Shay or something in particular that y'all got working on the quiet tip that y'all gonna try to hide from us and then bring out later?
If I was gonna try to hide it, why would I mention it now? Y'all be having some stuff lined up, but no. What you working on, or what you got coming out, man, for us all, so we can make sure that we lock in and tune in. We got a couple of more topics out there that we might tackle. Still debating, still putting it together. As most people know, I am writing my book. So I'm going to continue to write that and hopefully be done by the end of this year. And that's pretty much all that I'm working on currently. If you live in North Carolina, closer to Charlotte, you might see me more often since I'm moving close to there. So I'll probably be giving lectures in the community. But yeah, that's about it, man. That's about all I'm working on. Appreciate the show. Appreciate all the birthday shout outs. Appreciate the trip down memory lane, some stuff I had forgot.
Oh no, you might have, but we ain't, Timula, Sean, that's my handle. Give me a shout out, please. What's your handle? Timula, what's your handle? How many years you been practicing Shay, man?
Shay specifically. Probably about almost 3 years. Shay specifically. Orisha practices in general 6 years. So yeah.
What up, Sanel? Okay. Let me see. What up, Sanel? What's good, man? Sneaking in on us. Okay. Yeah, T-Mula, I got you. We got you. But, keep on supporting the channels. Keep on, just keep looking out for work. Look for more information regarding Shay. It's a tool that we can use to learn.
Yep.
Okay. All right, I'll call you after the show.
That's a dope logo, Brother Chavis.
Oh yeah, where you get that from?
I learned that from my teachers, man. From the big homies on there, man. The set shoot. They taught me about that Tep Hester. And I took it and ran with it. Now it's mine.
That logo's fire.
Appreciate it, though. I think
Same tree, different branch.
You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? Square business.
Absolutely. But I'm out, man. I got money on this game.
Hey, hold on, yo. Hold on. I can't let you run off just yet. I got one little special treat for you real quick. I know you got money on the game. You know, you're gonna win the money if you bet on Phoenix.
You know I did.
Yeah, you're gonna win. They finna catch fire tonight. You remember how you was telling me how you was like in the Lakers series, Book he ain't got his rhythm yet or something like that?
Yeah.
I think he about to go bananas.
He do. Yeah. He do a game, especially after that last game.
Yeah, he do. But now I got somebody about to hop on real quick. Wanted to wish you a happy birthday. I don't see a 757 number. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you, T. Moolah. Yeah, that's VA. Think it is. But yeah, hold on. Let me see what this person at, yo. One second. Let me get them in here. I had to mute my mic so y'all didn't hear who I was talking to. This one's gonna be good.
Oh Lord, who is this?
I had to keep this one, you know. It was on the under. But nah, man, again, man, you know, you always been working in the community since your time coming into the community. I think people kind of slept on you a little bit, but you know, we just appreciate the work you're doing and all that. But yeah. So we got our fifth wheel here. In the building, we got Brother Ong West.
Hey man. What's up, Ben?
Sons and Six, man. What's up?
Hey man, happy belated birthday, man. Appreciate you, bro. You know how we do it, man. You know how we do it, yo. But you know, happy birthday, man. Glad you're around, man. And glad to have a friend like you, bro. You good people. From day one, you A1, yo. People, you know, a lot of times people take advantage of your niceness, yo. But I mean, I never do that to you, bro. You good peoples, man. I just want the world to know that. Good peoples, and you're a fucking straight shooter. I can't stand a lying ass nigga, yo. And you ain't never been that, yo.
Hey, for sure, man. I appreciate everything, man. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Appreciate everything we done together, man.
Yeah,
let's keep moving forward.
Real. Yeah, we're gonna keep it moving forward, man. And I just appreciate you giving people a piece of Africa that they don't really get to see or really get to know. You know what I'm saying? I think that's valuable. You know what I'm saying? For people, you know what I'm saying, from African descent, man, to experience some authentic African spirituality. I know you said, well, damn, I know you're atheist, but that's not the point, yo. Some things you just got to experience. You know what I'm saying? And it's part of the experience. And not being afraid to enjoy that experience is what really, you know, knocks you out of being a fucking slave. Because a slave is afraid, right? Afraid to get away from that God they gave us. But, you know, just trying African spirituality, right, shows that you're just not a slave, man. So I appreciate you giving them real authentic African spirituality, yo, without the Christianity aspect of it. Yo. Appreciate that, bro. That's real.
Hey, man. Gotta do it. Gotta Got to keep it pressing forward, man. You know, I take it as a duty incumbent upon myself, and you know, something I take seriously. So I put my all my effort into it.
Hey, did it the right way. Who else on here?
Hey,
Who we got?
you ain't gonna thank him for the stuff on South Africa. You just gonna leave out one of the most important parts of his trip to the continent.
I'm trying to hold that, man, because we want to take people back and forth on that. That's gonna be serious. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, yo. We're gonna really do that shit, man. That's been a real dream, yo. At least of mine, yo. And when Ben went there, man, that shit was, man. I said, dang, yo, he went to the motherland for real. You know what I'm saying? He went to the spot. You know what I mean? He went to where it really began for us. It really did, yo. And that's real. I ain't getting none of the videos from you, none of the pictures. Man, that was one of the things I was just like, God damn, yo, went to the spot.
Oh, whatever you want, man. I'll send you whatever you want.
Yeah, you went to the spot, yo. That's growth, yo. Most of us go to Egypt, yo, but to go there is growth like a mother, yo. That's just the next level, man. People don't even realize that, yo. To go down there, yo. Hey, man, that's deep, yo. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna get something from you, man. I know I got the video. I did with the video. Didn't I get the video from you?
You should have. I got the one where I'm in the caves on my channel.
I'm gonna go get them. People gotta see that, man. That's yo went to the spot. And you with some good people on top of that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep, I think that she going to Kemet this time around. Yeah, I think she's going with brother.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Good dude. I know it's hot. Wait, was it? Let me ask you this question. It wasn't as hot down south as it was in the valley, was it?
What in Egypt? Nah, Egypt was hot. Yeah, Egypt was hotter. Absolutely. Egypt's probably the hottest place I've ever been in my life.
Oh man.
And that's including Kuwait, Iraq, Afghanistan, Bahrain, Dubai. Egypt was the first place where I started to develop a sunburn.
Yeah, see?
As dark as I am.
Yeah, he's on the equator. That's deep.
And it was so crazy because I didn't know what it was.
Thought you was just itching, right?
Yeah, I was like, man, it's kind of tingling right here. I don't really know. Maybe it was the hat I was wearing. I don't know.
Oh,
it didn't dawn on me to what it was until we were leaving. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. When I went to Cuba, y'all got sunburned. I was thinking I couldn't get sunburned. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's the lie they tell black folk. You know, black folk can't get sunburned.
It's that blackology.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. I beg to differ.
You ain't lying, boy. God.
I beg to differ. You be outside all day if you want to. It's don't come. The UVAs and UVBs ain't no joke over there.
What about the air pressure? When you went to South Africa, was like the air pressure different?
No, I didn't really notice anything about the air pressure being different.
I only asked because I was watching Lennox Lewis fighting South Africa Rock Mine. And he was like the air pressure was different. I don't know. Maybe he was just.
Well, I ain't worked out either, so I can't really.
Yeah, true.
Maybe if I worked out there, it would have been different. But I ain't do no working out. All tourism and looking around and going to museums and just going to different places in South Africa and just seeing so much stuff. Went to Soweto, Nelson Mandela Village, and just try to experience it as much as I can. They got a lot of museums there, a lot of scientific findings there that which they've built museums around. So it's a great informative educational trip. They got a whole apartheid museum in Johannesburg, you know, so it's very educational for your children as well, because I took mine. So it's educational all around, and they got some good food. It's modern as well, so it's a perfect place, in my opinion, if you want to take a trip to the motherland. People always ask me where's my favorite place in Africa, and it's that I've been to, and it's between Senegal and South Africa, and they wonder why I don't mention Egypt. And I said, well, you have to go and stay a while for me to know why I don't mention Egypt. You know, if you're looking for that African, that sub-Saharan African experience, you will not find it in Egypt. You know, you gotta get below that area to find, you know, what most people are looking for. And Egypt is so spread out too. Like, we had to take planes inside of Egypt to get to some of this stuff. Like, everything is far. Like, most people go to Egypt and stay in Cairo. And they'll say, yeah, I've been to Egypt. You ain't scratched the surface of Egypt. You ain't been to Luxor. You ain't been to Aswan. Like, you ain't really seen nothing. It's not even that much Medu Neter in Cairo like that. But when you get to Luxor and you go to Ipitasut and Ipitasat and Temple of Edfu and Colombo and Aswan and Abu Simbel in Aswan, and then that's when you seeing the quote unquote glory of the Rebbe. That's when you see it. Let me hop off here, man. I got money on this game.
Huh? Yeah, put them up. Hey, I ain't even say what's up to Shoe Check, man. Chavez,
What
man.
up,
How
Mom?
y'all brothers doing, man? What's good with y'all brothers, man?
Chilling, man. Celebrating the big homie.
I ain't watching this game.
Yeah, I'm trying to put that on. Man, what they doing?
Son's tripping.
Huh?
Missing shots. Son's missing easy shots right now. That's why he's trying to get off. I feel him. I'm going to them too, though. I want to see that boy Chris Paul get one, man.
Yeah, Chris got. Come on, man.
He's trying though.
On in the broadcast, man. We're trying to watch the game.
All right, man. I'm gonna get us up out of here, man. I'm gonna go ahead, man. We appreciate it, man. We appreciate it.
All right, man. Love y'all.
You know? All right, peace out, bro.
All right, man. Happy birthday, bro.
Yeah.
I'm get out
so yeah, man, I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know if Aunt was supposed to be live tonight or whatever night that was. But, did you call Big Tree?
I'm writing. I ain't live. Shit, I'm writing. Y'all got me writing.
Oh, you writing? Okay. What you working on? Telling us what you writing.
The same book I've been writing on, and the one I
okay.
told nobody about. I'm gonna surprise y'all.
Oh, okay.
Surprise me. Yeah, because we gotta keep notating that information, man. Too much good information. Yep.
That's
and
right.
I'm saying, like y'all saying, yo, you want to respond to me, responding right, yo. I ain't got time. I ain't got time for that. Responding right and show me how I'm wrong.
Nah,
that's everybody with the Egyptian talk. I'm put mine in right.
Yeah, we waiting on that book from Tahuti about how the Netchers built the pyramids.
Oh man,
ain't gonna never
Man.
So we can throw it in the trash.
Oh man.
Yeah,
gonna
a
buy
book
it, throw it
burner.
away, yo.
You go buy it and
Mm.
burn it twice.
They'll say the Nexus. If the aliens know they superhuman though, man. I beat him unmercifully. Y'all beat him to his. He was crazy. He was delirious by the time he got off that show.
That boy don't even know what the
Mm-hmm.
pyramids called. He keep on calling them a coos. You don't stop that shit, man. That shit is embarrassing, man. Stop pretending, man. You're not reading nothing off no wall that say that. Stop that.
It's that spider, man.
Oh man, somebody told me that's not even a real spider. That's like something that's going around a hat, like you get at a carnival.
It is. It is. You got that from the party shop.
The man shop, yo.
Oh my god.
Oh, character out here.
Yo, got the
Yeah,
fake
that shit's
spider,
his last
yo.
Halloween.
Yo,
Man,
the fake spider, yo.
oh,
Mm.
man.
Not the fake
Oh yeah.
spider,
So
yo.
by the way, before we wrap this up, man, Tennessee physicians call on the Justice Department to investigate Governor Lee's handling of the pandemic because Governor Lee is trying to orchestrate some bills where they're not trying to vaccinate teens, and they're trying to kill the whole vaccinating teenagers and kids and all of that. And our numbers are going up, and the variant is reeking through, and all those officials, like almost like 40 officials or whatever it is.
Step through. Yo, hit him with the step through. My fault.
Oh yeah, his nigga, though. But anyway, man, you know what I'm saying? That whole thing transpired like that. So hopefully something comes out of it. I don't like Governor Lee, you know what I'm saying? But we're in a Republican state and they just voted this dude up with no credentials or none
Didn't
of
he
that.
fire somebody? Didn't he fire that lady?
Yeah, he fired a lady. Yeah, you seen that where he fired a lady and she telling the story about it. But they just trying to abandon vaccine outreach for minors, and that's just gonna keep the virus alive.
Boy said that thing about that split, man. About to have two Americas out here, man. And unvaccinated and vaccinated out here, man.
Mm-hmm. The ignorant amongst the ignorant and the ignorant.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Learn and unlearn. We boys gonna learn one way or another. You have to catch that to learn this lesson.
Oh,
come on,
man.
There you go. Told you.
Yeah, so I ain't gonna hold y'all up, man. I know some of y'all watching TV on the internet, so when I give you an update of the game, I'm gonna be 3 minutes ahead of y'all, maybe even more. So
Yeah, you be cheating, yo.
Man,
You be in another zone or something. Another what they call it?
What's
Another
the score?
quadrant.
What's the score? What's the score on your screen?
37, 39.
Nah,
Oh, man.
It's 39-37.
Oh damn! I can't mess with y'all, man. Come on, book. Oh, elbow jumper. There you go.
It's 39. It's 39 up. You see how I hate on y'all real quick? It's 39 up.
Yo. Come on,
Your shit faster than mine. Your shit about like a half a second or something. That boy just said that. Nigga. It's 39 now.
How they get 4 points?
Man.
Somebody must have got fouled. Go to the hole with them long arms. Ooh.
Hey, so Savior says, should I vaccinate my 13-year-old daughter? I'm on the fence. Unc's teenage kids are all vaccinated.
They all vaccinated, yo.
Yes, you should vaccinate the 13-year-old child.
Treat it like anything, just like at school, man. They need that shot for school. They need that shot for COVID, man. Ain't no different.
You shouldn't be on the fence. You shouldn't be on the fence to protecting your child's health. Because guess what? There's some teenagers in Mississippi right now that's in ICU.
For business.
They on ventilators right now. 10 children right now are in the ICU on ventilators. A total of 12 of them.
Why are they on ventilators?
COVID.
They ain't getting no shot, huh?
No vaccine and COVID. They got COVID. And COVID is in their grill right now.
So I mean,
Devin
that's
Booker already got 20 points this game. He only had 10 last game, yo. He
Yo,
finna
how
be
that a foul though, yo? Yo, running
doing-
down the lane 100 miles an hour, yo. That ain't no foul.
Yeah,
That's
If head down the playoffs, yo.
if I'm Phoenix, though,
low key, they cheating on that. That
They
boy be.
if I'm
yo.
Phoenix,
What
nah.
you supposed to do with somebody coming at you like that?
Look, if I'm
You can't even
Phoenix, yo,
brace yourself.
if I'm Phoenix, I'm gonna just do a zone anytime that
You get the
Gaines
ball.
get the ball. Yeah.
Ooh, yo, finger roll that shit like Dr.
So
J.
when
yo.
he drive to the lane,
You gotta deal. He just gonna clutter up. You right.
Two bodies. I'm sticking to the shooters. Right. I'm really playing a man zone.
But you
But I'm
2-3 or you 3-2?
Nah, I'm 2-3. I'm 2-3.
Yeah,
And look,
I'm gonna say
Booker ain't missed a shot yet, bro. Booker killing them.
Yeah. I'm fake Kobe type shit.
The Suns got the lead. Booker got 16.
He just called that shit. This nigga, get off the thing with me, kid, because you telling me what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you gotta get a phone, yo. Ooh, there you go.
All right, look, y'all want to stay? Y'all want to stay on here and talk about the game? Turnover.
How about this, old man? He playing games.
Yo said turnover.
You see, yeah.
That's bullshit,
He
yo.
said, thanks. I'm pro and my lady nay. I'm vaccinated. If you vaccinated, your T is your woman vaccinated, yo? Is she vaccinated? Because you said you vaccinated, but is she vaccinated is the question.
It's all the moderators vaccinated.
Yeah, all the moderators vaccinated, yo.
Oh, yeah.
Where Wujai? Wujai ain't vaccinated. Where
We
you at,
waiting on it.
We waiting on Wujai.
Yeah, we'll waiting on you, Woo. You ain't gonna get out of this one easy. You ain't get out of this one, Woo. Where you at? Anybody heard from Wujai? Has anybody heard?
That's a problem. Your girl need to get vaccinated. What's her reason for not being vaccinated?
Yeah, what's the
Bring
reason?
on here, yo.
Yeah, bring him on. Give him the link. Give him the link. We want to hear him. We want to give you a good reason. Yeah, give him the link.
Somebody give Wujai. Nah, I think that says you might be going live, yo.
We need to come over there and ask the question. You find out half the chefs ain't.
Yeah, we're gonna find out that since you ain't got vaccinated, yo.
Let's see. Gonna be a problem.
Yeah, we about to bang on the set shoot. The rest of the set shoot gonna get some smoke, yo.
The rest of the session.
Oh man, get the smoke, get the COVID smoke.
Yeah, man.
Ah man.
Yeah,
hey,
look, it's after he at the free throw line.
Get to him, Book. Oh, he cooking.
Yeah, he cooking. He on the head. Yo, so I'm gonna let everybody go, yo. I'm gonna let y'all watch the game, man. I ain't gonna hold nobody up.
Yo, was cooking with the fire. Step back. Ooh.
And Unc is in his basketball.
Yeah, that take work though. That take work to do that.
Hey, they blowing the whistle too early on the Suns, yo. I ain't gonna lie to you. They just called a bull crap foul.
Oh man,
I'm telling you, they trying to keep this Aaron. Look, yeah, he hooked his arm. That's a foul right there on the floor. It's a foul on the floor, Book. You hooked up, yo. Don't call it nothing else.
I'm out of here. I'm out of here, yo.
That wasn't in the act of shooting, though, yo. Look, I done ran Unc off. Sutek still down with me. Yo, I don't know who T Moolah is. I'm hitting you up right now. I'm hitting you up live on the air. Nah, Unc on YouTube TV or something. You try to watch the game on YouTube TV. Yeah, it's me. What's good? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's love. And we appreciate that, man. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's what's up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, that's what's up, bro. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.